we are addressing one of the most commonly asked questions, or if not a question, it would be a challenge, or more on the lines of not even a challenge, but as an obstacle that you will come across when you are starting off the journey. Probably designing the courses, or starting to record, or looking at someone who's doing better than you. Probably you're planning to do things, and this is something that you're going to come across. That is, there are one question on quotations. There are already people doing what I'm planning to do for this. Like, how should I tackle that? I faced through that, been a victim of it. I still am a victim of it at times, to be honest. Like, might come closer to me or pass. Okay, great. What happens is, this is one question is you're definitely going to come across. It's like there's no way out of it. You have to come through it, and we are going to discuss, and I'm going to share with you like 4 different points which has to do with this core topic. And if you get these 4 things straight on the face, on the fresh, like if you just observe it like anything, you're never going to have this question. Even if you got a question later on, come back, watch this video or a slash podcast. It'll make so much sense to you, because this, if someone would have said this to me when I started off my entrepreneurship journey, would have been way easier on my journey. Thank you so much for joining and tuning into this one video. We are going to talk about this one topic, I think. Anyways, welcome. Point number one. This, I'm going to write it for you. Just point number 1, I'm going to write it for you. This is point number 1. Oh yeah, 100%. You need to acknowledge that the question, you need to acknowledge the question in the first go itself. There are already people doing what I'm doing. You have to answer like, oh yeah, people are already doing what I'm doing. 100%. It's like already people who are doing what I'm planning to do. See, there's a huge difference in the question itself. They're doing and you're still planning. So you have just started off, and they're already doing. They've got a business. They have got a business, an existing business, a successful business, making crores out of it, minting millions out of it. There are already people doing it. You first need to acknowledge, there are people doing it. They are your competitors in a way. But then again, we don't talk about competitions in the Academy of Art and Science, because we are here paving our own road, and we're kind of good. Like, there's no competition. Okay, that's a different topic altogether. But point number 1, acknowledging, oh yeah, there are 100%, there are like people doing what I'm doing, 100% to that one. Point number 1. Point number 2, answers those questions in a different way. Now, this is one of my favorite liners that I've kind of came across, is you bring you to the table. You are not bringing a different topic to the table. You're not bringing a different twist to the table. You're not bringing a unique perspective to the table. You're not bringing a unique angle to the table. I specifically use these terms, different and unique. You're not bringing that. You are bringing you to the table. Always remember, you are bringing you to the table. Your perspective, your views, your angles is you. It's not different. It's not unique. Whatever you are bringing with full authenticity. A definition of authenticity that I've learned from Alex Hormozi recently, is your thoughts, your words, and your actions has to be congruent. If they are congruent, that's authenticity. If what you're saying, what you're thinking, what you're saying, and what you're doing, if any of it is kind of missing and kind of going haywire, that's not authenticity. What you think, what you say, what you do, if that's in the alignment, authenticity. So how do you become authentic? Is just, it has to be in flow. And what are you bringing to the table? You are bringing you to the table. So are the people doing what I'm planning? Yes. Point number 2, if I bring myself to the table, that in itself holds value. That in itself brings value to the table, because point number 3 is you are a combination. This is something that I've learned from one of the interviews. I think that guy's from UAE. He's got like AB talk show, and in that talk show, I used to listen to interviews long back. I've kind of stopped listening to it now that I'm talking to you. I'm like, okay, I should go back and listen to those interviews. Genius interviews. And in those interviews, someone called Nora Fatehi, she came like the dancer of I think she I don't know where she's from, but then she has been a famous dancer in Bollywood industry. And I was listening to her 2 hour of interview, great interview, and that is what I'm kind of bringing. It's like she calls it the U fuel. And what is the U fuel? We'll dive deep into that one in this point number 3. You are a combination of lot of things. Okay? Point wise, you're a combination of lot of things. Your childhood dreams. Probably you wanted to become someone great, because when we are kids, we want to become someone who's great, like probably a pilot, a great doctor, great racer, great whatever that is. Okay? You have got childhood dreams. You are passionate about a lot of things. You've got like visions of doing things. Back in the day, one of the visions that I had was I wanted, when I was a kid and I had not got admission, I had not got through the science stream, so I had to get commerce. I came back home and I said to mom, okay, mom, you wanted me to become a doctor. I won't be able to become a doctor. You know why? Because I just did not got great marks in science. But I got great marks in commerce. What I'm going to do, I did not got great marks in commerce. I got great marks in other subjects that made me eligible for commerce, not science. Like huge decision. What I said to mom was like, I had not got marks that I could get that made me eligible for getting into science. But now that I've got a stream of commerce, what I'm going to do, I'm going to have a business, a great business where you had a dream of me becoming a doctor. I am going to have a business and I'm going to surround myself with the doctors. That was like one of my dreams that I had. It's like it already materialized, it already manifested in my life. Like it was. So when we go back and when we have visions, childhood dreams, what we are passionate about, we are core to it. That's like your fuel. And then we've got like weird ideas. Point number 1 is like we've got weird ideas, and also we have gone through struggles. What all makes your fuel? Your struggles, your visions, childhood dreams, your weird ideas, what you're passionate about, and so many other things that makes your fuel. And that fuel is you. You have got those dreams. I don't have those dreams that you've got. I don't have the visions that you've got. I don't went through the struggles that you've been through. I don't have the passions that you've got. I haven't seen the world from your eyes. I haven't seen the world from your perspective. That was make your fuel. That was make my fuel. It's like it's the you fuel. It's one of the most deepest things that I've learned in that interview, and still holds a huge place in my heart. Like when you know that what have made you, it's your fuel, then whatever people are doing, that's their fuel. They became successful because of their struggles, their dreams, their passions, what they have seen, their visions, their weird ideas, it's them. You cannot compete with them, they cannot compete with you. You cannot copy them, they cannot copy you. Because again, the fuel in itself is different. When the fuel in itself is different, it's your fuel. It's not even unique fuel. It's not even different fuel. It's your fuel. Once you acknowledge that deep part of you, the question that we started off with, there are people already doing what I'm planning. It just fades away. It immediately fades away. So this becomes one of the most important topics that you should be watching. Probably I'm going to keep this video as a part of the curriculum where we talk about a lot of things starting off the journey stuff. I think this video fits right there, the U fuel. That's your personal U fuel. Point number 4 is nobody can copy you. You cannot copy anyone. It's like we are not in the game of copying anyone, and you can actually not copy. One of the things that I started off when I started off my journey as an entrepreneur, started looking at people, what they were doing, and one thing I've realized very early on is when I started seeing people copying the great leaders. When I started see, okay, this funnel is exact rip-off of this funnel. Someone else is existing doing it, ripping off. You can model things. Modeling is way different than copying. Now, I literally start seeing people copy each other. One thing that I'll tell you about that as well in this one video. Probably point number 4, go deep. We are going deeper into point number 4. See, I'll just take a smaller example, you and me, okay? If you are successful in doing something, okay, and if I start copying you, I'll fail 100%. You know why? Even if I'm copying each step that you do or that you take, okay, even if I copy literally the whole 100%, I'm going to fail. You know why? Because you have a different fuel, different reason, different whys, different perspectives, and you are on a different level altogether. You are probably just testing things out. Okay, this is not working, this is working. You're not even looking at who's coming behind you, because you don't even care about that, which is a great thing. It's like you don't even care who's coming behind you, who's copying you, because you're so focused on, okay, probably I'm going to use blue pen today, and if this might not work, I'm going to use black pen, because probably that resonates more with me. Probably I'm going to use the red pen, but that resonates more with me. And if I behind you copy, okay, you're not using blue pen, you're using black pen, okay, I'm going to copy black pen today. Then if you say, okay, he immediately changed from black pen to red pen, okay, I'm going to do it. What happens is, I'm not understanding the psychology that you're operating on. I'm just copying on the surface level. When I'm copying on the surface level, I'm 100% bound to fail. It's destined in a way. It's like, okay, that way, I am not living up to my whole potential. Does it make sense? Okay, that brings us to the conclusion of this video, where, 100% people are doing what I'm planning, which makes you acknowledge, okay, they've got the fuel. Brings the second point, that you bring you to the table. You are a combination of something called you fuel. Nobody gets to copy you. Nobody can copy you. You cannot copy anybody, because different fuels altogether. I think you feel is a theme of this whole video. Thank you so much for making this video a part of your video / this podcast is part of your day and me. Thank you so much. I'm going to see you in another exciting video. Multiple phases of traffic that you shall come across.